Yes. Winchester Mystery House. This place is it's probably one of my favorite places ever.
Yeah. Oh, mine too, bro. It's it's amazing and it's crazy and there's so much, pardon the, you know, on the nose mark, but there's so much mystery to this house.
It's so freaking big, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's
It's
parts of this place is like 7 stories to it.
yeah.
I can hear you.
I'm good.
Nobody understands.
I
I'm
I
sorry.
I agree with both of those statements.
Yeah. If you've never been here and you haven't heard of this place, then you probably wouldn't understand. But this is a pretty widely known location, even for those outside
Okay.
of California.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah.
actually considered one of the most haunted places in the United States, which I found interesting. But,
Yes.
you know what I say, Dave? I say let's go ahead and roll the intro. Let's get down to business with the
Let's roll the
Winchester
intro.
Mystery
Yeah.
House.
Let's get it down and dirty with this side. Here we go.
Spirits. Welcome in everyone to another awesome show of Spiritual Spirits. I am your host, For Ghosts, Mr. John Watkins. Everybody knows the host
Strangled.
with the most interesting
Strangled.
strangled,
Stranglehold.
Mr. David Lowe. Tonight we are talking about the Winchester Mystery House out there in San Jose, California. One of probably me and Dave's favorite places. We've talked about this a lot. And now
Yeah.
we're actually going to really get down and see if we can break down the mystery
Yeah.
of the Winchester Mystery House. What's up, Wilkie? Nice to see you joining us. Spicy's here as well.
Corey's in the house and Reed's in the house. Spicy.
Corey?
Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, this is without a doubt one of my favorite locations.
Right? And I like this,
Even
but like even if I take all the paranormal out of this,
I was gonna say the same thing. Take all the paranormal out, and this is just a fascinating design.
yeah,
The way it was built, the way it looks, the feel of the place all the way through.
yes.
Amazing. And Corey has got a drink in hand. He's ready to go.
Nice.
I do as well.
Found me a milk stout.
Oh, nice. I've got the Michelob Amberbach tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yummy, yummy in the tummy.
mm-hmm. Whoa.
Left Hand Brewing, they're pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I love how this place is built. I love the chaotic nature of this place.
Blood.
Yeah.
It's
I,
it's
I
it's
and the blood, I guess, is
and the blood. The blood.
Um,
They have plenty of deaths there.
I was gonna go Exorcist and go The Body and the Blood.
The body
Karma.
karma.
Karma. See,
Said plenty of people died there. They're all karma.
LA. Oh, nice. It's got
Yeah,
the IPA from Kona. Yeah, nice.
good stuff.
I like that. In fact, I have 2 longboards left that may end up drinking on the next show. That we're gonna do exclusively for Scare Network tonight. Those are the last 2 I have left from my Kona variety pack.
Yeah, Hadalei is probably one of the only IPAs I can actually stand too, which is
I'm not
interesting.
an IPA fan, but that one's pretty good. There's
Yeah.
I like Big Wave too. That's another one that they have
Yeah.
that I enjoy.
I do like the longboard.
Yeah. Longboard's my favorite, but that's the lager that they have, and it's got good flavor, and that's why I like the Michelob Amberbach, because it's a dark lager. It's got much more flavor than that nasty Michelob Ultra that I had to drink last week. Yeah, I felt trapped. I was like, damn it, I still got to drink these things. And I still have 12 left.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, but dude, okay, so you've been here.
I've been there once. I've been there once. It was an awesome tour.
Mhm.
You know,
How long ago was this when you went?
this was probably, I'd have to say that was about 24 years ago, 25 years ago. So it's been a really long time since I've been out there. Yeah, because I was around 22 or so around
Right.
so it's been a while. I mean, it wasn't even the 2000s yet.
Hmm.
Made a
All
trip
right.
out there. It was fun.
Reed asks if we have done any shows on the famous Hotel de Coronado, supposedly haunted, and we haven't.
That place sounds familiar, though. I think
It
that
sounds
has
familiar.
ended up in our conversations for places to
We
talk
definitely haven't
about.
scored it. It hasn't come up in, yeah.
Foolish.
That is foolish. We should talk about it.
Yeah, I guess it's a must. But that's what all season
I guess
4
that's
is
gonna
about.
happen next season. We'll see what happens. But yeah.
Yeah.
Corey says I don't usually drink list, but a local gas station does free items each day in December, and they had a free 24-ounce Miller High Life Old Man Beer Night. You
Oh, that's a hangover waiting to happen there.
It's dark.
it is dark.
Ugh.
It's not a good place to go later because I don't know.
Hotel del Coronado. That place does sound familiar. I think we've discussed that during our Instagram lives about when we were talking about places to look into.
I guess it is weak. Because it's in California. It's in San Diego.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember it because when we were talking about doing haunts in California, we already had our 4 sites picked.
Oh yes, yeah. We had our locations.
So we didn't, normally when we're looking at our haunted locations for a state or a country, we look at like the top haunted locations that we could find,
Yeah.
and we do research to see which 2 we want to pick, one for this show and one for Scare Network. But California, we knew. We were just like, nope, these are the ones we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And yes, it's low-hanging fruit because aside from one, not a lot of people know about the Linda Vista.
No.
But no. Well, there's a lot of super famous people. It's in San Diego. Some movies were filmed here too, like some like it.
Hot.
Cool.
Interesting. In the poor.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. We'll have to look into that one. We got season 4 coming up here soon. It's gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. Because
and our 100th episode is coming.
Yeah, 100th episode will be right there towards the beginning of season 4.
First week of February, I think, is when it's going to happen. So our 100th episodes, we're going to do something.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Not 100%.
We're gonna try and do something.
We're planning something pretty spectacular, I think. So yeah, read the tournament. The Clash of Cryptids tournament is going to be the 29th of this month.
Yeah.
And it's our final episode of the season, where we're going to pit 32 of the top cryptids that we've talked about and have them duke it out with our point
Godzilla.
See who comes out. Yeah. See who comes out as Godzilla. Who's the alpha? I have my favorites, but
I got there's gonna be some good fights. I think there's gonna be some good battles in the tourney.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Really comes out.
Yeah, really interesting. And then to have our haunted location tournament happen the way it did, I'm expecting some surprises.
Yeah. The haunted location tournament was great, man. I quite enjoyed that. And
who you got winning that is the Wendigo going to come out on top?
Wendigo is a strong favorite.
Wendigo's a strong favorite, but as far as rankings,
fourth.
The Wendigo is number 6.
Oh my god, got knocked down all the way to 6.
Yeah. So it's ranked number 6 right now, but that's like,
yeah.
That's my pick. That's my favorite pick. But
who doesn't like the Wendigo?
Who doesn't like the Wendigo? Come on. But I'm also very intrigued about La Llorona, and I think that's going to do, and I think that might be not the dark horse because it is ranked higher than Wendigo right now.
Chupacabra unfortunately does not make the tourney.
Chupacabra did not get there. So sorry. But I think I'm looking at, maybe like, the Rake maybe being a dark horse, or
Rake could be a dark horse, right?
Or the Tennessee Wildman.
Oh, that's another good one. Which
was an interesting one. Yeah, Chupacabra is ranked number 45 right now. We've got one more show, so it's not making the tournament.
Yeah, I think next week's 2 that we're gonna be talking about will end up in the tournament.
I think one will, but I don't think the other one will.
Well, okay, yeah, all right. I see a possibility of the other one not making it.
Yeah, but it'll be really fun to talk about it. It's something that I have been interested in for a long time.
Yeah, I think,
so it'll be interesting. Now, if we include the ones that this kind of stems from, then maybe, and we can talk about that offline.
Okay, all right. I can see what you're saying there.
And speaking of offline, what's up, Rich? How you doing, brother?
Going on?
Telling dirty jokes with my granddaughter.
Mr. telling dirty jokes to little kids.
Get arrested for that.
Live on air.
Live on air on the line.
Rich just put that out there on the line.
He put it out there on the line instantly, and now it's there forever because it's on. It's on our line. It's on our channel. I had to go back and say, because I didn't know what was said, because she took my headset, so I had no idea what was said. So I went back and listened to it earlier today, and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny."
I remember.
Yeah, well, I guess they remember. Or is it Rich that you remember? Because I talked to Rich because Rich was going to be on last week and say hi. And our ghost tube called him out.
He did.
But he didn't. He no-showed, flaked.
No flake.
So I don't think the ghost is going to talk to you tonight, bro, because
Oh,
you're like,
oh,
man, he
upset.
wasn't here. So,
What's
what's
up?
up, caveman? Guy is in the house. How you doing?
So, I'd say, Dave, let's break.
Let's-
Let's get into this mystery here.
Let's
go
get
ahead,
into the mystery
roll the
of the Winchester
history
Mystery House,
of the
and
mystery.
Lower
Yeah.
your voice.
I'm sorry. Let's take a look at the history of the Winchester Mystery House. Check this out, you guys. The Winchester Mystery House is undoubtedly one of the strangest places in the world. But to get any understanding of the history, we must first get to know the lady of the house. Sarah Winchester, always called Sally after her paternal grandmother, was born in 1839 in New Haven, Connecticut, and married William Wirt Winchester in 1862. But her life was not one filled with good fortune. Instead, it was tragedy that took hold of her existence and would not let go. In 1866, Sarah gave birth to Annie Pardee Winchester. But she was diagnosed with an energy deficiency disease and only lived for 6 weeks. Between 1880 and 1881, her mother, father-in-law, and husband also died. Then, in 1884, she also lost her eldest sister. Sarah had developed a severe case of arthritis, and her doctor advised her to seek a warmer climate. Sarah loved her trips to San Francisco with her husband, and it was warmer than New Haven. So a 46-year-old Sarah and her 3 remaining sisters moved to California in 1885. In 1886, Sarah used part of her inheritance from the Winchester Repeating Arms fortune and purchased a 45-acre property in the Santa Clara Valley. On this property was an 8-bedroom farmhouse, which she named Yanata Villa. Construction began almost immediately on the farmhouse. Sarah hired at least 2 architects and then fired them, choosing to do all the designs herself. She designed each room one at a time, supervised the project, and sought advice from the one she hired for the job. She was known to rebuild and abandon construction if it did not meet her expectations. It was reported the 7-story tower was torn down and rebuilt 16 times. Exterior doors and windows were walled off as the house expanded, and up to 5 levels were added to different parts of the home. Then in 1906, a magnitude 7.9 earthquake hit San Francisco and devastated Yanata Villa. The 7-floor tower was completely destroyed, as were the chimneys. One entire wing was destroyed along with the 3rd and 4th story additions. Sarah had only removed the rubble, and construction resumed. Sarah Winchester passed away in 1922, and on that day construction on the Yanata Villa came to a complete halt, stopping so fast there were nails only halfway nailed into the walls. When construction stopped, the farmhouse had become an incredible mansion that included 24,000 square feet, 10,000 windows, 2,000 doors, 160 rooms, 52 skylights, 47 stairways, 47 fireplaces, 17 chimneys, 13 bathrooms, and 6 kitchens. Sarah's niece Daisy inherited the mansion but had no idea what to do with it, and in December of 1922 auctions the house off and its contents. It was reported that it took 6 weeks to remove the furniture from the house. In April 1923, the house is leased to John and Mame Brown. They plan to create a park featuring a backety-back railway, one of the earliest known wooden roller coasters, designed and initially built by John in Canada. Due to local restrictions and an overwhelming public interest in the house, they shifted their focus to opening the house to the public, and the roller coaster was never built. 9 months after Sarah's passing, they turned her home into a tourist attraction. Mame was the first tour guide, and they opened the garden area as Winchester Park. It wasn't until after 1924 that the name changed to the Winchester Mystery House. It was when Harry Houdini visited the house on Halloween night and left with more questions than answers that he famously referred to it as the Mystery House. It seemed that even though Sarah was gone, the house was still changing. Repairs were made, remodels done, buildings were moved and added. There was even a fire in the 1940s. In 1974, the Winchester Mystery House is named a state historical landmark, and the mansion is on the National Register of Historic Places. With all the history that is known about this location, there are so many questions left unanswered that are the true mystery here. Was she haunted by the people who were killed by the Winchester rifles? Did a psychic instruct her to build this home? Did construction ever stop? Why would Sarah cut herself off from the rest of the world and focus solely on building this house? And what was her obsession with the number 13? It seems these answers may be an even more difficult labyrinth than the building itself. But we'll try not to get lost as we walk the halls of this amazing location. We're going to find out if the Winchester Mystery House is a killer haunting, or if it's just shooting blanks.
Yeah, good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
Positive.
Positive. Very Victorian looking. Looks like it goes, wow, that's an amazing spot, bro.
And
then there goes David's sexy NPR narration voice. That's right.
It's,
welcome to the Winchester Mystery House.
Right. The very first statement you make about Sarah. Yeah. No, Sally. Sorry.
Well, her nickname was Sally. Her name was Sarah, but everybody called her Sally.
It's true. First thing.
Thank you.
And then it goes on for a while. It's almost a 7-minute video.
There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit. Yeah. And he missed stuff still.
There's so much.
I know. There's tons of stuff. I'm just
there's so much. So yeah, this is highlights the stuff that's important.
Just giving you shit, bro. You know I love what you fucking do. There was no screaming eagle for a raven, so we're all right.
I was about to do it too.
But, you're talking about her life, and then you start talking about it being built again, and all of a sudden Ghost goes, "I'm inside it." I'm all, well, this is gonna be interesting. The movie was terrible, which is funny because I love the actors in that movie.
Yeah,
love the actors in that movie. I didn't mind it, but for a horror movie, it was a little slow.
I thought the movie was all right, but yeah, but that movie was not filmed inside the house. That
all filming was actually done was at the front of the house.
Yeah, there's actually there nothing on the inside looks like what that movie is. So
yeah, the actress that actually plays Sarah, I forget her name.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. The only filming that she did at the Winchester was literally in the front to show pictures of the Winchester. That's it.
Yeah.
But this affliction with the number 13, I found amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of front door, that's the front door.
Yeah. With stairs with only 13 steps in them. 13 bathrooms. And there's actually the 13th bathroom actually has 13 windows, 13 hooks, 13 drains and shower heads. It's very weird. And then you have 13 paned windows in this place. So this is, what'd you say, 4,000 square foot of freaking building, or
20,000. square
24,000.
foot.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Nice.
forgot a zero there. 24,000 square feet of building, and there's only 13 paned windows.
Yeah.
And that's weird, right?
Yeah,
13.
there's only 13 actual bedrooms,
Yes. The
even though there's 160 rooms.
there's only 13 bedrooms.
Yeah.
The paneled ceilings have
I
13
remember.
tiles in them.
Yeah.
Her will had 13 parts in which she signed it 13 times.
Yep.
I that affliction with the number 13 is very weird, and we've had the discussion on our superstition
Watching you.
episode on the number 13, where a lot of people promote it as being a bad number, but it's actually considered a very lucky number. So how do you think Sarah portrayed the number 13 in the building of this monster mansion? Do you think she was building as thinking it to be lucky, or the or the counterpart of it depicting something that was bad inside the house?
I think Sarah and you guys, this is all from Sarah's mind. There's no blueprints for this. There's
Not
no nothing. This all came from her head. She hired architects and then she fired them
Mhm.
without any, without any, reason or nothing. She's like, I'm just going to do it myself. She designed everything herself. She went room to room, one at a time, and had people building the rooms. And I think that the house, the rooms inside, all the number 13 stuff, which goes even a little bit further than you mentioned, because so she had 13 candle holders.
Oh yeah.
Each holder has 13 candles.
Yes.
And then every time on Friday the 13th at 1 p.m., also known as 1300, the bells ring 13 times.
Yeah.
So there's so much, and I think that
So you're
this.
right.
I guess that was for me. Yeah, my daughter and granddaughter just got home, so and they were all right. Need some more background on Sarah. She sounds crazy AF.
I
There,
don't know if she was crazy.
I don't know if she was crazy. She's definitely eccentric. She was definitely very much like a Howard Hughes.
She was definitely not in a box.
She was. In fact, there's only one. So when she would go around town, even though there were cars, she was always in horse and buggy. And this was the last picture that anybody ever got of Sarah Winchester.
Yep, that's her in the back, and that's her husband driving.
No, her husband's dead. That's her
Oh wait,
driver.
no, that's the you're right.
That was at the farmhouse before they actually really got building the thing. But interesting enough, so Sarah Winchester married Mr. Winchester when she was 23 years old. And I was kind of hoping it was going to be 13, but it wasn't.
No.
And not in an obscene pedophile way, but with the number 13.
Yeah.
But no, I think all the references to the number 13, I think everything was done to distract the spirits in the house.
I kind of agree with that statement. I don't know, because the number 13 gets a bad rap all the time.
It does. But I think it was like, 13. I think she's got it all over the place. And she, with the candles and everything, I think she's using it to keep the spirits in the house.
I want you to go.
So, all right, let's continue on with the spirits here. Do you believe the spirits are what designed the house? Because she would literally go into a seance room in the middle of the night and come out with new blueprints for a room to be built.
Yep. she reportedly would have a medium in her house every night, different mediums too.
I mean, they had a whole room for seance.
They had a whole room for seances. And by the way, that seance room, which I've been in, has 1 entry and 13 exits.
Exits. Yes. That room is freaking amazing.
That's a crazy ass room.
That
'Cause
the
you can't-
movie for
you
the
can't
seance
see the other
room
doors.
does no justice for that room.
Yeah.
When you watch the
The-
movie, I was like, oh, but it was so much better.
She was the first. It was the first house to have an indoor shower,
Indoor electricity.
which that shower had 13 shower heads
Yes.
at different levels.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. She's a short lady because it was like
Yeah.
it came up to my nipple at most. But she had jets like shooting out from the sides.
It's-
There's some crazy designs.
Yeah.
But
Stairs
yeah,
leading to nothing.
medium in her house every night. Yes.
Yeah. Stairways leading to nothing. I mean,
I
literally
remember.
goes to a ceiling. The stairs just go boop, ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. This place is crazy. I mean, you can definitely get vertigo because there are rooms and in hallways and stairways that are not level.
Mhm.
Like, and when I mean level, I mean like
English.
I mean they're not level. I mean it's
No.
crazy. You have to almost stand sideways to walk through them. There's this house is fucking crazy. And if it's let alone confusing spirits, you can get lost in this place.
Nancy.
Nancy can get lost too.
Very, very easily get lost in this place.
So yeah, I don't know if I want to get into my personal experiences yet.
No.
We'll do that in a second. But so I talk about, getting into the haunts of this location.
Okay.
Time.
Right. So we don't use up too much time. There's a section when I did the research, there's like, I remember I told you that there was like a hidden website
Yeah.
with the hauntings of the Winchester Mystery House, and it's connected to the Winchester Mystery House's actual site, but you can't get to it
From their actual
without
site.
going directly to the page by doing a search, right? And basically they talk about that there's residual hauntings, there's residual haunts there's intelligent haunts, and there's non-human.
I know what site you're at. I know where you're at. I know exactly where you went.
Okay, so residual hauntings,
Austin.
they experience mainly in the grand ballroom and the basement. They witness what they term as the wheelbarrow ghost.
Yes, the wheelbarrow man. Yeah,
The wheelbarrow man, who is they believe this is Clyde, one of the caretakers of the mansion.
Asylum.
Maybe
who did pass away on
did
site.
pass away. Yeah, he passed away. But he is seen all over the grounds.
Yeah,
making repairs and doing his normal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, pushing a wheelbarrow full of ash or coal.
Right.
Looks like he might be fixing something with an exterior wall. I mean, it's like the groundskeeper basically, or maintenance guy, or
yeah, and I'll often see him working on the fireplaces in the house.
Yeah.
Now I witnessed something in the garden area, and this is broad daylight.
Yeah.
And I want to take a picture of where I was. So I'm looking out into this area, right? And this is a picture that I took in 2018 when my wife and I went there for our anniversary. I basically, out of the corner of my eye, I could swear I saw a wheelbarrow go by.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
I turned to look and I snapped a picture. I didn't catch it, but that's all I saw. I didn't see the wheelbarrow go. I didn't see Clyde, but I saw the wheelbarrow. Get him.
Maybe
him.
Maybe Gnocchi.
Maybe Gnocchi jumped on Piper. Piper's
Oh.
sleeping. Go to bed. Leave her alone. I know you're the same size. But I had another experience. We'll get to that in a little bit. But
Huge
the other
is enough.
things that they say that they doorknobs will rattle on their own.
Yeah.
Floorboards will creak in the
Yeah.
rooms. Footsteps can be heard, and breathing can be felt.
That one was interesting. It was like you can feel someone
come
breathing.
back.
You can feel a breath on you. Like, okay, that's an interesting
I
one.
don't know if I'd mark that one into the residual portion though.
I don't know if I'd mark that residual either, but they did. Yes, this place is ginormous, and I've been to Hearst Castle as well.
There's Castle.
Andrew.
Oh, hey,
I don't know if Andrew's been there, but Hearst Castle wasn't as haunted as I thought it would be.
no.
I did catch one thing there, but yeah, it is very similar. Like this is more of a Victorian design, and then the Hearst Castle is more Roman in its design. You have the statues, and the pool is amazing. If you get the indoor pool that's underground,
First Castle.
It's beautiful. It's crazy. I've got pictures of that. That was a lot of fun. Anyway,
they didn't call it Victorian style though. They called it something else. I'm trying to remember the name.
Gothic.
Of it.
They call it like some kind of Gothic style.
That's not the word I was looking for either. Oh well. But tons of residual shit happening. You mentioned 2 places where the basement and the grand ballroom, but I mean you can be anywhere in this place
Chains.
and see something residual happening.
Yeah. So yeah, they call it Victorian and Gothic style mansion. So that's from the wiki page. So
different page, different word, and I can't remember it right now because I did too much reading.
Maybe batshit crazy. So for intelligent hauntings,
I think one of my favorite. Okay, there's 2 stories on intelligent hauntings. I know you got a couple there because of that page you're on.
Yeah.
But one of the ones that was kind of cool was the guy chasing a ghost.
Yes.
Did you read about that one? So he's down on the first floor and hears someone running up on the second floor. So he goes up to the second floor and it's moved to the third floor, all the way up to where he is now standing on the roof, where the last places that he heard the footsteps, and he can't find nobody.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you feel?
Ran away. I'd feel a little.
I don't know how. A little uncomfortable, but it's but yeah, and it was like, and this I agree seems intelligent to me because it was constantly moving away from him,
like on purpose,
as he was trying to chase it down.
Yeah.
Elderly.
The other one I found interesting was actually a story from one of the tour group guides for the newly opened area from 2006, a place I have yet to be in, but Dave has been. Bastard. So she's in the area that they just opened up. This is also the place where Sarah got trapped during the 1906 earthquake. which
Mhm.
I'm surprised you didn't put that in the history that she was actually trapped in this area.
Because that was actually debunked, and they said that she was actually at her sister's house.
Oh, okay. All right. I did not read about
So
it, the
she
debunking
so
of that.
so that's why it's not in there
Oh,
because it was kinda squashed, and I was like, "Okay, so
okay. But still,
you know, could have been there was rumored that she was trapped, but they reported and this is from the nephew
married,
okay.
that and yes, she was married. It was reported from the nephew that she had actually gotten she left the house before the earthquake happened and went over to the sister
Oh,
for like a rare dinner over at her sister's house, and the earthquake happened there, and then while she was there.
but she
Uh,
still did believe the cause of the earthquake was the spirits. That she
yeah,
still believed
yeah. She
that they were
believed that,
angry.
and that's why she never repaired
Yeah.
anything that collapsed
So
because
they're
she
in
felt the spirits wanted that collapsed, wanted it right.
they're in this area, and the tour guide thinks everybody's in
It's
downtown.
downtown San Jose.
Yeah, it's downtown San Jose. They have like big structures around this place now. Um,
Yeah, like
almost
that
the
mall is
housing,
right down the street.
yeah, most of the housing district around this place is gone. It's like the Winchester
Big
Mystery
hotel
House and the mall.
and and hotels. I was at
and
a
my dad.
hotel like right
It's
there, like
crazy.
few blocks from it.
So the tour guide has everybody in the room. Newly opened 2006, right? It's been closed for 100 years now,
Mhm.
and she hears a sigh outside the door. So she's like, "Oh, someone didn't wasn't able to get all the way inside the room. I'll go let them, get them in, get them a spot, make sure everybody's in."
Crying.
And when she goes out there, yeah, there is crying.
Mhm.
When she goes out there, all she sees is this ghostly figure floating down the hallway and turning a corner. So she runs after it and turns the corner, and it's gone. But all she hears is another sigh,
Zachary.
like
Like, oh.
can't believe you're in my spot. Really? You had to bring everybody to my spot?
Mhm.
I found that interesting. I was like that because they talk about that when they were talking about that story, they were talking about a residual. I was like, I don't feel that would be considered residual. I mean, there's literally a sigh of just I don't want to say disgust, maybe disdain. Like, I can't believe you're in my area. Like, it's like coming home and seeing someone sitting in your favorite chair. I was like, I
Me
gotta go sit over there now.
but yeah, so, alongside of that, the tour groups, they experience tugs on their clothes
Yes.
and their hair. They experience footsteps behind them that stop when they stop,
Yep.
and disembodied voices that whisper their names.
Whispering their name, bro.
Yeah, their name. So intelligently going
Yes.
Zachary. Um,
Oh,
I'm not gonna say whether that happened or not, but I've got stories. Um, but anyway,
and you have
uh,
the guy that was on the ladder and he felt someone tap his shoulder. So
mhm,
he turned around, there's nobody there, and he's like, okay. And so he goes back to work, and then he feels a hand
Sure.
sure,
press on his back and push him.
yeah,
And he's like, "Nope, that's it. I'm out of here." Literally left his stuff and left. Never came back. He's like, "Nope, done. Not just for the
yeah.
day, but forever."
So one of one of the things that I thought was interesting is that there's very few mirrors
That
in the mystery house, and according to the nephew, Sarah said that the spirits will disappear if they see their reflection.
that's an interesting statement, right?
Yeah, and I
Because
was like,
it's like she
that's
doesn't
not
want
a
them to
normal
leave.
yeah, that's not a normal ghost statement.
She's
That
literally like, "I am building this place for them. I don't want them to leave."
yeah, she said that she specially made the house in order to keep the ghosts living there calm and happy. She says, I made sure that they have plenty of light so the spirits wouldn't feel overwhelmed because they couldn't see their shadow.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, I mean, this tells me that she is talking to these spirits.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's through the
brings you back
seance room or the mediums or whatever, it wasn't just getting plans for the rooms. It was like I said, she was, appeasing them
Where?
in the house.
And there's still rooms they've never even been able to open up yet.
Oh boy, I've got a story for that.
Son of a bitch.
So, of course,
Drop my pen.
many workers and visitors have experienced doors closing on them, things moving on their own, loud bangs, and voices like conversations.
Not to mention the lights turning off and on when you're in a room.
Yep. Which I have a personal experience on that. But there was one, and this is kind of like the vertigo you were talking about. Yeah, the closet had 13 hooks.
13 hooks in a closet. Oh God, I forgot about that one too.
And the 13th bathroom had 13 windows.
Yes, 13 windows, 13 hooks, 13 drains, 13 shower heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no mirrors.
But no mirrors.
Not a single mirror in that bathroom.
So one tourist said, I definitely am not easy to frighten, but I did twice experience goosebumps in the rooms. And during that time experienced swaying as if the house was swaying beneath my feet. And I'm thinking like the earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was to tell you what an earthquake feels like, that's kind of what an earthquake feels like. Like, because my big earthquake experience, and probably your big earthquake experience, is probably the same one in 1989.
Yeah, the Coalinga one. That because I was in Weberstown Mall when it happened,
dude.
But
I was way too close just to say that to that earthquake.
Well, my big earthquake experience was Mount St. Helens.
Well, yeah, you've experienced way bigger earthquake than I have, considering you got buried underneath all your bedroom furniture.
Because there's not much room in my bedroom. I only had one bedroom, but there's literally I had a full-size bed.
Yeah.
And there was maybe a foot and a half space so that I can get into my drawers.
Yeah,
my drawers were under my closet. That bed completely flipped over in that room with me in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't wake up. So that's on me. But my mom thought I'd been killed. And I was like, 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. I don't want to go.
But so I'm like visitors and tour. I'm like getting all these things. So visitors and tour guides experience cold spots, cooking smells.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. What they call odd sounds, but nothing definitive.
Yeah.
So that's not the usual like bangs and stuff like that. Like odd stuff.
Yeah.
And feelings of being watched.
Yeah, like a bell ringing out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like a bell ringing out of nowhere, which or maybe not. People would feel as if someone would touch them. Even claiming to be touched by more than one spirit at the same time.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Where there was a story where it felt like someone was pulling on both their hands in different directions. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like,
really? And that's something we haven't really gotten a lot of. I haven't heard about that. Usually it's like one. Also, that Sarah's ghost has manifested around the house in
Yeah,
different
and that
locations.
and that brings me back to that new area
Mhm.
because they believe that's where Sarah was hiding out at mostly. And all of a sudden they open it back up.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to see her a lot.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt about that.
And they found a doll in there that was over 100 years old.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, you gotta give me more on this doll," but I couldn't find any more on the doll.
Yeah.
I chuckled a little bit because last week when we were talking about this week's show and talking
Okay.
about the Winchester Mystery House, Ghost Tube said doll. And I said, "No, we're not talking about Robert next week. We're talking about the Winchester Mystery House."
Right. That's right.
And I went, "Huh."
That's interesting. I like that. That's interesting.
And I was like, "Huh, that really? I wonder. Wow, that's crazy."
But then of course there's the shadow figures. They report
I was like,
seeing
let's
shadow
get into
figures.
this non-human entities that
Yeah.
are
No.
Mhm.
yes.
I guess not. Yes, we're gonna get into the non-human.
Because there's been some shadow figure reports that are kind of normal figure reports, right? You know, you see a shadow in the corner of your eye, and then you have the reports of, no, I saw a shadow figure
Yeah.
peering out of me. And there's also one that likes to peer out of the windows
Yes.
that I thought was interesting. And I know you got a picture of something looking out of the window. I don't know if I would classify it as a shadow figure, but I
Yeah.
did see you had the photo on there.
Yeah. So I have this one,
Elderly.
which was
Now,
taken in 2015, and they claim that there's a shadow figure looking out the window here on the second floor.
and I don't consider this a shadow figure, though. I do see it as a ghostly figure. And if you
Yeah, I
guys
agree.
that are watching live can't see what we're looking at, if you start all the way on the left hand side, it'd be your third main window.
Yes.
It looks like this picture kind of makes it look like a big white spot, but
Yeah.
Dave has a better picture that he's put on there of a
Choked.
close up of that. And if he's having trouble finding it,
I'm having a stroke. Yeah.
oh, here, I'll give
Which
it
one
to
are
you.
you talking about?
It is bam. Oh, wait, that's not it.
That's not it.
But
Yeah,
I
I was
do like
talking
that one too.
about 2, 4,
I
3,
thought you
4,
had
5.
this one. You had the close up of this one.
No, I didn't. I don't think I got a close up of that one.
Oh, you got the one in the corner. I don't think you did. Hold on. Oh, you didn't grab it. I thought it was on there, so I didn't add it. Hold on, let me grab it real quick.
Yeah.
Cause it
Or I can just grab that picture and zoom it in and take another shot. But while you're doing that, there's that one, which you can see a figure standing on the other side of that window. And there's nothing there but a wall. There's no way to get back there.
let me hold on. Let me maximize this real quick. Oh yeah, yeah. You see the perfect image of a face in the top left-hand corner window there underneath the lamp.
You're right.
To my right.
It's to our left.
And then was it this one? Was this one?
No, that's not it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find.
Let me just let me just zoom in on that, on the one that I have.
Sure.
Oh, you can. I was just gonna grab one with where it won't be degraded. And might
Fleur.
this.
Did you say take a shot?
No, it said
Maybe not the shot that you're thinking of, but anyway, yeah. So then there's this one, which there's a figure in that window that's circled, and I have a video that corresponds to this.
Oh, it's the same place that had the video too.
And then there, yeah, that figure. And then that on the stairs.
That one literally looks like there's something running up the stairs.
Yeah.
I did like that one.
Cursed.
Maybe.
Here, okay. Ba, 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 ba.
Let me see. I'll go to the site that I was on to get it, and yeah, I didn't. There was not a.
Yeah, there's
It's not for you.
one that has a close-up version of that
Julia.
picture that the guy actually did. The guy
Mhm.
that actually took the picture did the close-up, and it's very much not. I mean, you could probably do the close-up of that one, and it'll probably turn out okay. And I'm probably just overthinking trying to find the one. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it.
Dinner.
I found it. Also found the video too. And I'll send this to you real quick where I found it at. Because you're badass at grabbing shit if you want to grab the video and not make it all bad for copyright. So, bam. All right. I'm loading the image right now. There it is. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So, without you having to lose quality in the picture of blowing it up, it looks like someone's standing there.
Yeah.
I can say that I see a head, I see shoulders. This looks like an arm going down and even bending. It's
yeah. Because this is what I did.
Yeah. Pretty good, Dave.
Thanks, bro.
I was just worried about sometimes when you blow an image up that you take, you lose a lot of quality in. But Dave, you did great. That
Thanks.
is why you are the technical director, Dave.
Technical director. But yeah, if it's already like if it's small and I zoom in
Asshole.
for the picture, right?
Yeah.
And then try to zoom in again, then it gets pixelated. But this one was already 1024 by 768. So it was already
In the right format for you.
It was already 1080p.
Yeah.
All I had to do was just zoom in from there, and it didn't do too bad. But yeah,
that's a great picture. That's exactly pretty much the picture I was. Same thing that guy did. That's great. I love it. But you can definitely see You can definitely see
Backward.
there's a head, almost, I mean, facial features almost. I wouldn't consider that a shadow figure though. That, if you think about the hairstyle that Sarah had, I believe that very well could be Sarah. Based off of the features that are there.
Mm-hmm.
If for some reason I just, it looks like it's Sarah looking out the window at her property, because she was very much a recluse.
Yeah. So getting back to our stuff. So it's said that Sarah Winchester used to hold parties
This
for the
is strange.
spirits in her home
Yeah,
that
crazy.
that featured all these dishes served on gold plates. Like but they thought that they would find these plates, but they never did.
Oh, they never found the gold plates.
They never found the gold plates.
Again, they haven't been able to open up.
They haven't. There's rooms that they're still finding
Yeah.
and trying to get into. So they
That's
also said there's a tower bell that they said they used it as a fire alarm
okay.
if there was a fire to summon the workers to help put out the fire.
Yep.
But they also said that they used the bell to summon spirits.
That would explain why it probably rang 13 times at the 13th hour.
Right.
We're here.
Exactly. We're here again. They did that to us before.
This place is.
Do I have any? Yeah, the mirrors. Talked about that. The shadow figures. Okay, so definitely.
Yeah,
So getting to so I've been to this location twice.
I've been once,
Yeah.
and you've definitely had more of an experience than I did.
Yeah.
For me, this was a very strange feeling place, right? So, like, I could feel it, but it felt like, instead of being drawn to me, like most of the places I go to, they were hiding from me,
That's interesting.
which was very weird. There are like certain rooms, everybody's like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. This it feels like everything was projecting outwards instead of inwards." It was a very weird feeling place for me.
Yeah. It could be because of the way the house is built.
Stuff.
Yeah.
See things in the corner of my eyes type stuff happens, of course. I mean, it's
Can't understand.
the house, it could be, the way the house is designed, it could be spirits. I can't definitively say, but this is probably one of the only places I didn't feel like everybody bum rushed me. It felt like everybody was away, like, no.
Right. Well, and that was interesting because I got stuff, but nothing came to me.
Yeah, it was like the complete opposite of
late.
Yeah, and you told me about that one too, and I'm gonna let you tell it. It just felt, it was very different for me in this place.
Yeah, I could see that though.
Which
Just by the way this house is.
It felt off. Like,
Yeah.
usually I'm bombarded and I get this heavy weight of the world on top of me when I go in a place that has a lot of spiritual energy or spirits in them. Like walking into a hospital or a prison,
hospital or prison or antique shop.
Antique shop, I just get, it's like a weight of the world on me. But this place was the opposite. It literally felt like, I don't want to say that they were scared of me. It felt like they were literally staying away from me.
Like they were literally trying to avoid you. Like they were
like,
whether they were like, okay, we're going to leave you alone. You can come and talk to us if you want, or something like that. That's what I got. That's the impression I got was we're standing by. We know you can. We know you can sense us. We know but we're kind of like how I am trying to, when someone asks me if I get an autograph from the celebrities, I don't. I stand off. I treat them like they're normal people. And I think that's,
Nice.
normally when ghosts like, oh, you can sense us, I'm gonna bug you, but these don't do that.
No, it was like it's like
Um,
you walk in and you're like, it's like you feel it at first,
yeah.
and it's like you feel it start closing, and it's like no, and it's like
I'm
whoa,
like, okay, whoa, we're gonna stand back here. Okay, so my first experience in the Winchester house was a very, very long time ago. I was 6 years old.
Oh, you have to go when you're a kid.
Yeah, I was 6 years old, and my parents had just gotten a divorce, and we went to California to visit my uncle. Uh, and he took us to Yosemite, and he took us to the Winchester Mystery House.
Good
So we
uncle.
went to the Winchester Mystery House, and um, this was, like I said, this was 1976 in the
It's a
summer.
year before I'm born.
Neat.
I'm just like it is, like just after I turned 6.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a whole lot about it, except I got lost. So I'm walking with the tour group, and I was literally the only kid in the tour group. And I'm trying to just, stay with my mom, keep side of my uncle. And so I just stayed with them. I didn't know what was going on. They were just, rattling off stuff. And this was when they didn't have a whole bunch of tours going in the same time.
Oh
It
yeah.
was one at a time, walking through the thing. So we get to this one hallway, and I look over to the left, and I see this picture that draws my attention. I can't remember what the picture was, but I separated from the group and went over to look at the picture.
Dave got lost in Winchester.
I got lost in Winchester House. I turned back around, and everybody's gone.
Why did my shit just say possessed when we're talking about this?
That's very odd. Anyway, I lost sight of everybody. I couldn't find anybody. So I was like, I took a guess as to which direction they would have gone, and I was wrong. So
Farther.
yes, I went way farther than I was supposed to go. So I remember walking up to this door, and it turns out that this was the door that leads out onto it's from the second floor, the one that you drop from.
Oh yeah, it's just a door to death. Yeah.
It's the door to death. So I'm walking toward, I see this door, and it looks like it leads
Watching
outside.
you.
Thank you. Yes. Someone was watching me. I went to reach for the door, and I was literally grabbed by my arm and pulled.
Stop recording.
No.
And I turned around. I didn't see anybody. But I was like, I was 6 years old. I'm crying. I was like, this wasn't like getting lost in Kmart. This was scary. I was freaking
out.
Tears coming out, snot. I was just like
ugly crying.
I was ugly crying. It was awful. So suddenly I see this hand. And literally all I remember seeing was a pretty small arm. I mean, I was 6, and this didn't look a whole lot bigger.
Yes.
But black lace sleeve with the frillies on the wrist. An old lady's hand, and a ruby ring on her finger. That's all I remember. I don't remember seeing her face. I don't remember anything. She held my hand, and she walked me out of the building.
That's basically how Sarah's described as dressing, as always being in mourning since her husband's death.
Mm-hmm.
She never came out of mourning, is basically how she was described.
Yes, I referenced
and
Kmart.
and you have an affinity
dark,
of when you're lost, the spirits guiding you back to no longer be lost. You've been lost in the forest hiking twice, and a spirit has told you where to go.
Yep. So yeah, I've been lost 3 times in my life, and every time a spirit has helped me.
Yeah.
So I actually, when I was 6, I thought this was a flesh and blood person that held my hand. I felt her hand, and she walked me down to the front door.
that's pretty cool.
And at this point, the front door was wide open. It wasn't closed, it was wide open. And you know,
There's 4.
yes, there's 4. Okay, there's 4. I was like, "Oh," so I
Right.
started moving toward the door. I turned back and she's gone. I don't see her. But I run outside and security's running all over the place looking for me.
We lost the kid.
And then all of a sudden there's a walkie-talkie. I found my
24,000 square foot.
and he's, and then she runs up to me and he goes, "Are you David?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my God." So it takes me around. My mom was losing her shit. She goes, "If my son dies, I'm killing everybody in this house."
I
So-
can honestly hear those words coming out your mom's mouth.
Only a little more colorful.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot more colorful. I'm
Not all
burning
of
so
us.
fucking now.
I'm killing everybody in this fucking house. If anything happens to my son, God damn it.
There's doors that lead to death.
Yes. But yeah, I was upstairs, down. I was all over the place, different rooms. I had no idea where I was. I was lost. Same caveman is sawing logs. He
This
can't
is
hang, man.
Yeah.
It's only like 9:15 over there in Kentucky. He can't hang.
Yeah.
He's hibernating. Okay. So cut to my second visit, which is me and my wife.
Oh, what, 40 years later?
Yeah. So this is 2018.
That's
So yeah, this is
40 years
this
later.
is 42. This is 42 years later. And
She
we're
still
here
looks
for
younger than you.
oh yeah, she absolutely looks younger than me. She still looks younger than me. It's horrible. It sucks. But, and I have experiences here and during this time. Not so much from the first tour, but I do want to point out 2 things that happened. The first was in
Yes.
I'm talking about it. I don't see that picture. I know I had it in the that's not that one.
Which one?
Maybe I didn't. I know the one.
Kitchen.
Yes, I was in the kitchen. Kitchen's crazy in there. All the stoves and everything were really low to the ground because she was short. But no, it was here
Oh, the boiler room.
in the boiler room in the bowels of the place, where we're walking through there, and I turn and I look down the hall, and there's this picture here. Well, I didn't get to there. This picture here.
Oh, yeah.
So the guy on the far right is supposedly the wheelbarrow ghost.
Yeah. Yep. That's the wheelbarrow man right there. That's Clyde.
Yep. That's Clyde. The person I saw.
Interesting enough, that kid right there died walking out the door that you almost walked out of.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. The person I saw is the person immediately to his left, the guy in the white.
That's the cook. That's weird. That's interesting that you were talking about. That's the cook.
Yeah. So I see him, and I'm sorry, no, that wasn't in the bowels. That was something else. I saw him in the like one of the main hallways when you're doing the main tour. And he was just standing there wiping his hands with a towel.
Wayne,
Okay, so if people, for people that don't know, those are her permanent staff. That picture,
Yeah.
those are her permanent staff. The guy in white is a cook. The guy all the way to the left with the big hat, he's also a cook. I had to look into this picture.
Yeah.
Guy kneeling down in front of the kid, he is a groundskeeper. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 maintenance guys, and I don't remember what the guy with the mustache standing next to the I guess the left of the guy on all white. I don't remember what he did. But the kid is the son of the man with the striped.
Yes. Man with the
And
striped apron, right?
yeah, and he ended up passing away walking through the door of death and falling to his death. He lived from the fall, but died due to his injuries.
The guy on the far left, right, is what we're talking about. But yeah, no, the second guy from the right is the guy that I saw, and I'm like, I go that, and it was funny because literally right after that, like, oh, we always see the wheelbarrow guy, and they showed the picture. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 minutes after I saw him, and I was like, I go, that's funny, and the tour guide goes, what do you mean? I'm like, this is the guy I just saw, and I pointed to the guy on the right. He's like, oh, I see. That's great. But the second thing that happened was in the bowels,
watching you.
watching me, and we were down there, and basically the tour guide was talking about how much coal it took to heat the house and all that kind of stuff, and they had internal lights and all that, one of the first houses to have internal lights and things like that. And there's this fluorescent light bulb that's in the back, and it's blinking, right? It's strobing on and off. And as we're talking, the tour guide goes, that light is irritating me. And I said, I'll take care of it. I turned around and I start walking toward the light, and it goes out.
When? What the question
2018.
mark? What the question mark?
With a question mark. When? You want it when?
Wow, okay. I want to know, how did your wife respond to that? Because she's with you.
Yeah.
And I know how she is.
Yeah. She's like, you're scaring me. And it's funny because there have been instances where I have tried to turn lights off with my mind, and the power has gone out in the house.
You're like, I get it.
Yeah. Literally, I'm with my buddy Mike, and we're at his girlfriend's house, and we're getting ready to watch Star Trek Next Generation, not the original. And he goes, Dave, turn off the lights. And I went, okay. And I went and snapped my fingers, and the power went out for the block.
Oops.
So it was, and it didn't come back on. So we had to drive to our apartment to watch Star Trek.
Star Trek. You guys go to your place.
To which Mike's like, hey, Dave, turn off the light. And I went like that. And he goes, no, get up and walk over there and turn off the light. And I'd be like, okay, coincidence, whatever. But shortly after I moved here, the same thing happened.
You're listening.
The instant that I snap my fingers to try to turn off the lights, the power goes out. And it went out in this whole area.
It can't be.
So,
I mean, can it be coincidence that happens?
Yes. That's astronomical. That's like I should have gone and bought a lottery ticket. And And yes, I've been struck by lightning, so I've already got that one down. But just weird. But that's what that reminded me of. Is I was walking up to take care of the light, and I couldn't get there anyway because they had caution tape up and you couldn't get back there. It was where they have all the coal sitting.
Yeah.
They have these bays where they had all these piles of coal. I mean, it was all gone, but they had it blocked off, and that fluorescent light was like way in the back against the wall. And yeah, I started walking up to it, and the light just went out, and I was like, "Okay, done. We're good.
We're good. Got it."
So those were in the front, but the real kicker was when we went in this door and we went through the front part of the house.
I haven't got to go to this area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the new era. This is the place that got opened up in 2006 with the 7-story tower.
Yeah. Oh,
Hello.
man. Hello.
Hello.
But I mean, it was so
Can
cool.
you hear her?
So one of the main places I want to talk about is the witch's hat, which is this room here.
Run now.
Yeah, run now. And then this is a picture I took from outside of it.
This place is amazing.
So that's the witch's hat. Now, inside the witch's hat, it is reported that you can talk to spirits, even if you're not able to talk to spirits.
Interesting.
So they took volunteers to see if someone wanted to volunteer to get in the center of the witch's hat and talk to the spirits. And I was like, I'll do that. So I walk in to the center of the witch's hat, and I said, "Is there anyone here that would like to speak to me?" And everyone in the room heard yes. Coming from behind each one of them. Every one of them turned around like someone behind them said yes.
Wow.
Idiot.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not behind you, it's behind me, you idiot.
It says idiot. Mine says when? Again,
Idiot. When he's an idiot. I'm an idiot all the time, especially when I drink.
24/7 occupation.
Yeah, I work hard for that. So I was like, dude, that was really cool. And even the tour guide was like, that's never happened.
What the fuck just happened?
Never happened to where everybody in the room heard it.
Oh, I want to go in there so bad.
So that's a trippy room. But that wasn't the I was gonna say the best experience or even the creepiest experience that I had.
The window.
It was the window.
Yes.
So
I've been waiting for you to tell this.
I know this was the one I was saving. So
like, come on, Dave, damn it.
So we walk into this area, and this area was still kind of being built. You could see like
Randy. Stupid.
What did yours say?
Mine said Brandy. Yours said stupid.
Why is that stupid?
After idiot. This is great.
Am I stupid for talking about this? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what it seems like. Like I'm stupid for talking about this. But anyway, we go into this area, and it's kind of an open area. And the tour guide is talking about this area, how it used to be, bedroom and bathroom and all this kind of stuff, like a master suite type of thing. But they were still kind of rebuilding the walls and stuff. So it was just kind of open. Over to the left was like a shower that was completely open. And behind the shower, like, was a window.
Yeah.
And the window was completely blacked out. I turned and I immediately walked right toward the shower. And my wife follows me and she goes, "What's going on?" I said, "There's somebody behind that window. And it's somebody dark." And I was like, it is not human.
I remember.
Okay. I remember too. But I was like, I could see it. It was like pacing back and forth. And I, but I was like, I could feel that thing. And it
Yeah.
was dark, it was nasty, it wasn't human. And I was like, and it was trying to get
Again.
out. And I said, it's trying to get out. And the tour guide stops the tour because she heard the conversation. And she walked over and she said, "Are you talking about behind that window?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's a room we can't get into.
Yeah.
There is no entry. We know there's a room there, but there is no door, there is no access. So we have no way of getting into that room." To which my response was, "You don't want to get into that room. Do not open that room."
A do not open room. That's a trapped room for a reason.
That room is closed off for a reason. And I think, for the most part, the entities that were in that house were good,
I think
but
some of these
with
rooms that are sealed up, though,
some of
were
these
sealed
rooms
up
that are
for a
sealed up,
purpose.
I think Sarah sealed up on purpose.
What happened to me?
I don't know. You got to tell me. I wasn't there. Uh, I love that story. I love that story, and I can
I got chills right
Yeah.
now just thinking about that
I can
because
feel like the pacing. I can feel it.
Mhm.
You know, I
Yeah.
was never there, but like when you
Yeah.
tell that story, I can feel it. It's
Yeah, I was like, it's impatient. It's like it's trying to get out. It's pacing back and forth. Like I got this, like it wants out.
yeah.
And then I was like, and it knows I'm here. Was the last thing I said before we walked out of that room.
Yeah, it's I with my experience and how I felt and just the opposite of what I normally feel in a place like this was baffling to me. And that hearing your story and that's that I, I know you've told me a lot about with the new area, but that story right
Why
there
is he here?
always makes me go, I want to go there. I want to go there because I want to feel if I have that same feeling,
Elderly.
right? It's like, are all of them standoffish? Do all of them want to stay away from me? Why does all of them want to stay away from me? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've never, this is the only place I've ever experienced that where they want to stay away from me. And I can't explain that. And it's a very weird feeling. It's like being the weird kid at school, right?
Yeah.
You're
Where
listening.
nobody wants to sit with you during lunch. They all stay away from you. There's like you and then everybody sitting around you with a very wide berth. That's what it felt
Yeah.
like. And
Yeah.
I've never felt that way anywhere but in this place, which was a very weird experience for me, especially being so young and finally really accepting
Mhm.
what
Leave me alone.
I dealt with my whole life.
Okay.
Finally,
That brings me to a question. Let me ask you this. Was Top Hat present?
always.
But he was there with you in the
Oh,
house.
yeah. Yeah. He was there.
Okay. Do you think the spirits could have been avoiding him?
I've thought about that. And I really did think about that. But and the reason I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because no matter where I go, like the place
So-
I work at right now, this new job I got, walked in and went, oh, this place is fucking haunted. And when what? Oh, this place is haunted. We haven't even told you about the lady and everything. I was like, no, this place is haunted.
Don't matter.
I feel it. This place is haunted. And
Mhm.
so everywhere I go, I'd say 98% of the time when I leave my house, Top Hat's with me.
I know that.
So wherever I go, I still get that bum rush, right? Because they know, like I said, I'm like this huge magnet.
Hmm.
That's the only way I can describe it. I just attract it all. They bombard me. They love my energy.
Yeah.
I'm a good feeding source.
Yeah. You're like the hometown buffet of
Yeah, I got a lot of mana.
spiritual. Got a lot of mana.
I got
People
a
are like,
lot of mana.
it's all you can eat at John's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, that's the way it feels. That just poof. But in this place, it was complete opposite. It was almost like
it was Dawn liquid in the sink full of oil.
yeah,
Where it was,
yeah. It's like you just watch it separate, like poof. And it was weird. Okay, so here's the weird thing. I'm on the tour.
Mhm,
Don't know nobody on the tour.
mhm.
And this lady, she's probably in her 40s, maybe 50. I'd say mid 40s to early 50s.
Okay.
Always hanging out with me. Like, because I always ask good questions. She's like, man, you kind of know your stuff. I'm like, not really. I'm just, very inquisitive. And
It's cold.
it's cold.
Mhm.
Neil.
And she goes, why is it when I stand next to you, there's nothing happening? But if I go to the opposite side of the room, everything's happening. I said, I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Like,
not how it normally works.
yeah, because it was weird. Because like I was in this tour group, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can feel this. There's a cold spot over here. Oh, did you hear that?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah. I'm
I
not
think I
getting, and
saw
I'm the
something.
believer, and I'm not, I'm not getting it.
You know, it was very weird. And then she says that, and I'm like, I don't know. I was like, it's very weird. It's like everything is staying away from me, and I don't know why. But it was just weird hearing all these people's experience, and then you're walking out with a tour group, and you're hearing them talking about the experiences they had and what they caught, and people hearing shit and feeling shit, and I'm going, I felt like a lost lonely boy. I
Yeah.
understand what Peter Pan felt like. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, and it's really the only place I've ever felt that way. Like it, like I feel like if I was ever to get peace and quiet in my life, I would need to move there. Like I could sleep without anything bothering me at night there. I could sleep like a baby at the Winchester Mystery House. And it's not because the spirits aren't there, it's because they refuse to come towards
They
me for
they
some
won't
reason.
bug you. I wonder
And
I
it
wonder
could
if
be
your
top
daughter would have the same experience.
hat. I'm wondering, oh man, I'd love to take Ellie there.
I think I just saw put a marker on it. I think I just saw something.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Dude, I just something went it went you and then some and then it came up here and went
Yeah. That might have been the same thing because I saw it go like this and then come down
that was
on the side.
Watching you.
but like right now it's funny you said watching you
Mhm.
but that was yours. But even right now I feel them, you know. It's an all the time thing feeling them.
Yeah.
It was just the weirdest experience, and for me for me
Guide.
not feeling it wasn't necessarily not feeling it. It was feeling the deliberate staying away from you feeling.
Yeah.
Like they were deliberately not coming towards me. That I was like, that's paranormal. Dave's sticking his tongue out at somebody.
My wife.
Would
I put a
love.
picture of you on the show. I'm sorry.
It was a beautiful picture, though.
It's a beautiful picture
Beautiful picture.
because we were at the Winchester House. So I put pictures of us being there.
Great picture.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Sounds like a great spot.
it is a
Love to
great spot.
visit if I
check this out. Let me know, because I still feel something with this picture.
Go ahead.
But I felt like I walked through this narrow little corridor, and I felt like I had to say excuse me because I was walking past someone. So check this picture out and let me know what you see and if you feel anything from it.
Dave gives me a picture. There's someone on the left-hand side in the walkway.
Yep. Because my wife and I literally walked through there, and as I walked through,
gentleman standing on the left-hand side in that walkway.
yes, I literally walked past him and I said, "Excuse me." Just force of habit, like I was too close to him, and I said, "Excuse me," and Mom was like, "What are you talking about?"
He's not part of the picture?
No.
So
No,
you don't see a guy standing in that picture?
Yes, I do.
Jim.
But there isn't a guy there.
I said Jen.
And on, of course, on the right, that's my wife. So
but there's not a guy actually in this picture?
no. It's just me and my wife in this room.
So there's not a guy in like old jeans, black shirt, hat, a little dirty, standing right there.
No. No. But at the same time, yes. But it's not a real it's not a live person.
But why do I see him in the picture? I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you. But
for me, there's two people in this picture.
Yeah, and the only one in this picture is my wife. Did you do the rest of these? I don't know if
I did that. I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
No, but I only live like 3 hours away from the Stanley.
Yeah.
3.5.
We haven't been to the Stanley Hotel, but we did.
Don't come in.
Guess don't come in. we definitely scored it, and it's a great spot. One of my former clients. The
Are we seeing the whole pic? I'm not seeing it. I don't know how to explain if there's two people in this picture. But you're saying there's not two people in this picture.
No. There's two people in this room. That's me and my wife. And I'm taking the picture.
I don't understand that. I don't know why I see that.
Now, right now, see, I don't see the guy, but I see his shadow.
No, I see a guy.
I know, but you see the guy. I generally have trouble seeing these things through photographs and videos and stuff. But I absolutely saw him when I was there. And yeah, jeans, black shirt, the whole nine. You called it. But
I don't know.
And actually, well, kind of modern, but like maybe 80s.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in period clothing.
No, he's not one of these dudes.
No, no.
No, he's like, yeah, it just looked like it's just a regular dude. But it definitely was not alive. It definitely was not alive. And I was just like, whoa. So yeah, so I took the picture.
Like like he's in front of like he blocks out the window. There's a shadow on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
And
not the
that's,
whole
and
window.
that's what I'm seeing. The shadow on the floor and I don't see the dude in the picture anymore, but I saw the dude actually
Right.
there. I walked by down that little hallway and I said, "Excuse me." And then I was like, "Wait, that wasn't a living person." I turned around and I saw him and I took the picture. And you can see the shadow there and you can see, but I don't see him blocking out the
I
window.
want you to go.
I see his shadow in the picture, but I don't see him anymore. So I
don't even know why I see him in the picture then. I don't know why I see him in the picture. I don't know why I see him in the picture. I don't see spirits unless they want me to see them.
Mhm. And maybe it's opposite day again because it's the house.
Yeah, I'm feeling. Oh, that organ.
I love it. Yeah, there's also the organ will play, like you'll hear the
Did you
organ.
get to go into the seance room?
Yes.
You didn't take a picture of that?
No, when I'm actually on the tour, I wasn't allowed to take a picture. So this is actually this room right here. This is like one of the outside buildings. This isn't inside the house.
Harry,
If I was to tell you, I don't even want to say. I don't know how to say it. To me, there's you taking a picture, and there's two people in that picture.
Yeah.
Like you took a snapshot of two people.
Yeah, but no, there's just I took a snapshot. I took a snapshot of the person. I had no intention of having my wife in that picture, but I took that picture really quick. And I see his shadow in that picture, but I don't see him. And you see him. And you described him to a T exactly how I saw him.
I don't know.
Kitchen.
And no, it wasn't a kitchen, but this is another one where I see somebody in the window.
Okay, that's a
And
drape. That has to be a drape because that's a window bar. What?
I'm confused.
Okay, that's not a drape then.
No, it's not a drape. There's no drapes on that window.
Wow.
So, like I said, just interesting stuff. And then one more thing that I thought I had a picture of, but I can't find it.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Is when you're done with the main tour, you end up in the gift shop, right?
Yeah.
So when you come out, you're in the gift shop. So
That's your exit area.
yeah, in the back of the gift shop is their museum.
Yeah.
Right?
Of stuff they didn't get rid of when
Stuff they
when
didn't
she
get rid
passed
of,
away.
like just the objects and stuff that they had in the house originally that they pulled out. So like a little just a thing of objects, right? I go walking up to it, and before I walk into the museum, I tell my wife, "There's an attached object in this room. I can feel it. I can feel the energy coming off of it." And I literally walked up with my hand out and went because there's a glass cabinet with a bunch of items in it. And I closed my eyes and I went like this, and I'm like,
Darn.
right there. And I look down and there's a giant pair of shears like a seamstress would have.
It's cold.
Ooh.
and I believe that there was an attachment on those shields,
Okay.
but of course it was locked in the cabinet and I couldn't get to it. But
Oops.
but it's interesting that I felt it before, as I was just getting ready to step foot in the museum. I felt it, kind of like I can feel an object
Protect.
with
Yeah.
an attachment when I walk into an antique shop and I'm
Yeah.
in the vicinity of it. I'm like, dude,
Oh yeah.
don't touch that. Leave that one alone. All
I'm
right.
not leaving with that.
So this has been an amazing episode.
Yeah.
But what do you think we go ahead and score this?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and score. We're hour and 45 into this already.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that picture.
I don't know how to explain that you see it. I don't know. But your description was exactly what I saw. So I have no idea who it was or what happened, but I do know that there was a dude standing there when I didn't see him when I walked by initially. I just felt like he was there and that I was getting ready to bump into him. So I said, "Excuse me." And I walked by and then I was like, "Wait a minute." And I turned around and I saw him and I took the picture.
Yeah, you caught him. That is very weird. That is very, very weird. I don't know how to I don't know how to explain. That's something I need. I think I have.
Stop recording.
No, we're not doing that. We got to score this place.
We're gonna
All
score
right.
this place.
So the residual for the Winchester Mystery House, I might have underscored, and I scored it at an 8.
So did I. I scored it at an 8. And I'm not sure if I underscored.
There's a lot of residual going on here.
There is,
There's also a lot of
but
intelligent going on here.
there's a lot of intelligent, and
Yeah, I think I might keep it at an 8. I think I'll keep it at an 8.
I think it's solid that way. No pun intended. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it at an 8. But let's move to intelligent. Where are you with intelligent?
I originally scored this.
Close.
Okay, I'm close.
I guess
But I
you're close.
originally scored this at a 9. Is where I
So did
landed. I scored it at a 9.
Yeah.
And I think I have to give it the 1 point bump.
I think I'm right there with you.
And my I think I'm gonna put both of our experiences as why. The deliberate staying away from me. I don't know why I saw that guy in the picture. I don't know if that's intelligent or what.
I don't know.
And your when you were 6 and got not only saved from walking out the door of death, but actually taking all the way back to safety.
Mhm.
That's very intelligent. And
Yeah.
I think I have to give it the 1 point bump and take it up to 10.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Yeah. What I did not consider was how the spirits treated you in the house. And I think that's why I'm giving it the 1 point bump. And I think it deserves a 10 because I think that's intelligent.
I think so too. I mean, it felt very deliberate. It was very weird feeling.
Yeah.
Poltergeist activity. There's some good poltergeist activity here. You have the
we have
moving around.
Please come back.
The door slamming.
Why do you want me back?
Lights going on and off.
Yeah.
I'm like with like the doorknobs jiggling.
Doorknobs jiggling.
I did give a little bit of a bonus to the tugging and pulling on shirts and stuff. A little bit. So I think, I don't know. I originally scored it a 7.
A little bit lower than where I was at. I originally was sitting at an 8 on this.
And I'm thinking that I could do that bump because I was like, I'm thinking it should be an 8.
That's where I landed. I thought 8 was actually a pretty good score with the poltergeist activity that was happening.
Yeah.
The tapping on the shoulder, being pressed on his back.
Yeah. And that I did not.
And then the video that I saw with the candle being walked across. I sent you the link, that way you can watch it later on if you want to. But yeah, that was a good bump for me to where I thought, this should be an 8.
Purgatory.
Is it purgatory? That'd be interesting.
Sorry, are you staying at your 7 or are you going
I'm gonna go
up?
8. I'm going 8. Yeah.
How did you feel on the
non-human?
Because I was iffy here, okay? And when I say iffy is I couldn't decide really on a score. I wrote down a 6, but I don't think that's the right number. Higher or lower. I could not figure out where I wanted to be on the non-human. Because the reports of the shadow figures.
Show yourself.
In he did. In multiple locations. Some being, normal shadow figures, some being very not normal shadow figures. The shadow figure you saw pacing, the overall feeling of the Winchester.
I went 7.
Okay.
I went 7.
I do like a 7.
Revolting.
I guess it's revolting. Somebody doesn't like it.
Okay. I'll go 7. I'll take up a 7 because I wrote a 6 down because I had to write a number down because I couldn't figure out where to land. I was like, I know it's better than 5.
I was like, it's better than 5, but I don't think it's an 8. So I was like,
yes. I think there are better non-human places.
If the time comes that room is opened,
I think this whole place changes.
I think the whole place changes for the worst.
I think there's a couple places if they open up, this place changes.
Yeah. But yeah, that one that I saw and felt.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that entity gets out,
yeah,
the whole dynamic of that house is going to change.
Yeah.
So would my non-human and probably my danger score.
Yeah. History is good. I love the history of this place. I love the reason of it being created and how it's built, and there's no blueprints. I love the factor of the earthquake into it. There's a lot of good history here. Is it a 10? I can't give this place a 10.
I agree with that.
As much as I love this place, just the structure of it is crazy, and I got a dog barking at freaking nothing right now.
Get him. Hey, knock that shit out.
He's barking at the shadows outside. They're outside for a reason. So I went 9 just because and it could be very biased of me of putting it a 9 because I really do love this place.
Mm-hmm.
I love that this is really the only technically residential thing that survived in that area.
Yeah. Um,
If San
so
Jose had it their way and it wasn't part of a historical society, it'd probably be torn down.
yeah. Now I went 8 on this,
I can understand an 8 very well.
and because the history doesn't go back that far. It was always a residence. It was basically Sarah's place. The thing that intrigues me is that everything that has to do with this house is about death. So it
Yes.
wasn't until Sarah's family died that she moved to California and started building this house.
Yes.
And it wasn't until after Sarah died that this place became a tourist attraction and was even named the Winchester Mystery House.
Yes.
So everything about this location has to do with death or
Yes.
what happens after death.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
Um,
agree.
So and then but the rumors of whether was she an eccentric old bat instead of was she in tune with the spirits? Was she cursed to have to deal with the people who were killed by the Winchester rifle? I don't know.
Man.
And all that is intriguing,
Zachary.
but there's no
Stat.
Sarah basically told her story, but there's no documentation of her,
Yeah.
her designs, her blueprints, her reasonings, and all that kind of stuff. You kind of have to guess and
Yeah.
deduce. So because the history is not chiseled in stone, I had to drop a point down, and I went 8 for history.
I can go with that. I can go with an 8 here. I like it.
But it's
I
good.
like it. I still like it.
But it's good. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
I could be a little biased there.
Yeah.
Uh,
It could be, and that's
manifestation.
Yeah.
Manifestations.
Monster.
okay. But okay, I don't know if I underscored this or not.
I am at a 10. I wasn't. But I don't know why I see that guy in that photo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Today.
I don't know why I see him.
Close.
I don't. That's not me.
No.
It's I don't do that. But I did.
She did. Um
For me, that guy is just as much in that photo as Leona is. And I can't explain that.
yeah, that's weird.
And
And
I
and I feel like I would go a 9, but because of this, which happened during the show, I'll
don't know
put it
why
at a 10. I think I think that's amazing. But yeah, I see the shadow of the guy, and I saw the guy when I was there. But
I don't know why I see him.
I don't know why you see him. But you're spot on. I mean, this is almost a Gideon moment. Like
I
when we were talking about vampires, I was like, what? I was still reeling from that for days.
Oh, that was a good show.
That was a great show.
I
But
don't know why.
yeah,
see
I
this.
can't. Yeah, that's
I
absolutely.
gotta say, Dave, I'm gonna write a 10 on manifestations, but if I'm gonna blame you if weird shit starts happening around my house again.
Show yourself.
If weird shit happens at your house, that's your fault. You got the portal. But if you start seeing more ghosts, then yeah, it's I don't know, osmosis or something. Something's rubbing off on you.
Audio here is good.
Audio, I'm at a 10 for the audio. I wasn't even. There's so many
It's funny
things
because
with
I went 9.
with the floor creaking.
I went
and,
9, but
yeah, with the floor creaking
I
and the doorknob jiggling and the doors slamming and the steps and especially the one that the guy was chasing all over the house up to the roof.
yeah,
And it
because
wasn't
I
it
have
wasn't
that
until he was
intelligence.
chasing footsteps that he was hearing, and it was moving away from him.
Yeah,
So yeah, I had to be a 10. And
yeah,
and what I got in the witch's hat,
that was amazing.
yeah.
That was
What
amazing.
really did that for me is that everybody in that room heard it,
And they all went.
and they all turned like that, including me, because I thought it was right behind me. Everybody thought it
That's
was right
crazy.
behind them. Somebody said yes. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'll definitely a 1 point bump. That's good. Feels.
Uh,
There's a lot of touching.
there's a lot of touching.
There you had someone basically being tug of war with on both ends.
Yeah.
Jim,
A lot of
That's twice.
feelings too. A lot of being watched or surrounded or vertigo or swaying or things like that.
Why does it say this is twice it said gin since you showed that picture? And not gin as in I drink gin.
Gin is in
J-I-N,
the
gin.
spirit, the genie type spirit.
The gin.
Yeah. I kept hearing Jim, and I was like, is that the name of the guy? But if you're talking
Gin.
Jinn or just Jin?
Jinn.
Yeah.
Gin.
So Jin.
Bad.
That's
And now I said
interesting.
bad.
And
No, I said bad. Feels there's a lot of touching going on here.
you want to see the picture I put up? That one.
Your Winchester hat,
Yeah,
hard
that
hats
one.
on.
I would hope so. That was when we had the hard hats on because we were getting ready to go in the front. Yeah.
She's like, okay.
She's like, okay, I'll allow it.
Andrew,
It's too late. I already did it. That's why I'm begging for forgiveness. Just in case you end up watching it. It was under the couch.
So
I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, so feels I'm at a 10.
yeah, I said there's a lot of feels just based off the structure of this place.
Yeah.
Like I said, the
Not to
vertigo
mention
and
the
everything
feeling
that
that you had when you were in there. And I'm sorry, I felt that woman's hand.
Yeah,
She
you
walked me
physical
out, and
contact.
I felt
grasp your hand.
physical being grabbed by my arm and pulled.
Yeah, it's a 10 here.
It just yeah.
This
was the easiest
not
10,
just
was the feels. And
And
I'm at a 10 for object.
see, I went 8 on the object. I matched it up with my poltergeist.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I get to 10.
So aside from the fact,
you know what, I
like
didn't
the
count
objects
all
that
the
are all
shit with
13s.
I didn't think about all the 13.
The fact that there's very few mirrors.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, there's very few
I wrote it
mirrors
down
in the
as
place.
an object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it down as an object. It didn't count it inside my objects.
So, but yeah, I was like
I don't-
the attached object in the museum,
see, you got that too.
the different rooms in the house. The seance room is an object. The witch's hat is an object.
Oh my god.
The bathroom is an object. The 13th
I don't know
bathroom.
why
The staircase is
I don't
going
know
to
why.
nowhere. I mean, I really think, the entire house
The whole house
is an object.
is an object.
And this is like, when we were talking about objects with Cheeseman Park, we're like, there's 2,000 bodies buried under the park.
Underneath the park.
Underneath the park.
Yeah, no,
This is the
exactly.
same type of thing. There's 160 rooms, and all of them were built with the intention of making spirits happy.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, it's a 10. I ain't think about that.
Yeah.
So all right. So here's what everybody wants to know. How dangerous is the Winchester Mystery House?
How do you feel?
I feel a little weird right now.
A little weird.
And I went 7 here.
So did I.
That is amazing. I was like, this is mid high range type of place, but on the lower end.
Yeah.
You can go here and not have an issue, but you can also go here and have a very big issue. I think there's a couple places, if they do decide to open up, this place could easily become a 10.
Yes.
But they haven't, so we're okay.
I
think the whole tours will change at that point in time, but right now this for me is a 7.
Not bad.
88.
Yep. Look at that. You get 8 twice.
Harder.
Oh man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reflect on what's happened tonight. Winchester Mystery House, man. I love this fucking place. 88, I think, is actually a good score.
Yep.
For it. I think it's right on par.
Right.
The big
burning question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead. You started before me.
I started before you. So, do you think that this place is paranormally active, or do you think it's haunted? Or do you think it's fake? Do you think it's a hoax?
In the corner.
This place is definitely not fake. This is not a
Don't
hoax.
tell me in the corner. God damn it. Oh, shit. I got not related to this.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. I was actually slapped on the back of my head. in the basement. In the basement. I went to get the Christmas decorations from the basement, and I was like, bitch. and I was by myself in the basement. So somebody slapped me.
We gotta find that episode.
I mean, I know when we start talking about it, so it's got to happen before that. And then, but yeah, we just
it's so hard to find because we're doing 6-hour marathons at this point in time.
I know, it's crazy.
Talk to me.
But
we're over 2 hours.
That's not 88. Bad. 88's not bad.
I say this place is haunted. I get it. I think you can go there and get a great paranormal experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can also go there and have a bad paranormal experience. I think this is one of those places that, depending on the mood of the house, will depend on how you do your tour.
Yep. I think that, I think this is absolutely haunted. If you do their main tour, there's so many people that go through there that you're probably not going to get much.
Yeah.
So if you're intending on getting a paranormal experience, do one or more of the side tours, not the main one.
Side tours, or even the flashlight,
or even the flashlight tour, or the candle tour, or whatever, the one they do at night.
Yeah, be a good one.
Yeah.
But that's our show for this week. Next week, we are back with more cryptids, and we are talking about the Greys.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a prelude to season 4. We're going to be talking about our first aliens. Instead of just aliens in general, we are talking about a specific type of alien, the Greys. And that's going to be an interesting episode, I think. I think that's going to be a fantastic episode. There's going to be a lot to talk about. I'm just going to say that there's going to be a lot to talk about. Wow, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Kitchen.
Keep saying
Am I
kitchen.
I know. uh Tonight was amazing. Of course, we want to thank Spotify for podcasters for allowing everybody out there to listen to all your favorite places like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, which is where you'll find us at, of course. Without them, you wouldn't be able to hear our lovely voices everywhere. It's a great place to start your podcasting career and to continue with your podcasting career as you grow your fan base. They will actually help you gain sponsorship. So thank you for Spotify for podcasts for that. Of course, we want to thank StreamYard. StreamYard is why you're able to watch us on the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Twitter all at the same time. That's right. I said the in front of all those, Dave.
On the line.
On the line. That's why you get to see us
It's what we
on
want.
the line. It's
It's what we
they
want.
Without StreamYard, I wouldn't be able to be in multiple locations at one time for the live. So if you're wondering, you can catch us at Spirits on YouTube, at Spirits JD on the Facebook, and of course on Twitter at Spirits SPRT at the end. So thank you, StreamYard, for that. Of course, thank you for Scare Network for allowing us to be part of their amazing
We
family. We're getting
commend
ready to go do an exclusive for them. We will be doing Alcatraz for the exclusive for Scare Network this week. That is going to be a fucking amazing episode. I'm
Watch.
telling you, I might have overscored, I might not have. We're gonna find out. It's gonna be great. But
We're about to dig into that. That's going to be a lot of
love being part of their family. They're doing a lot of great things. They got they just finished up The Darkness in Suburbia. They just released Devil and Blair. Devil and Blair? Bel Air?
Bel Air. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
not
well,
Bel
the
Air.
Bel Air House documentary, and then of
Yeah,
course
Bel Air.
No.
Yeah.
and they just released Relentless
Yeah,
recently,
Relentless.
and The Wendigo.
The Wendigo just
came out.
dropped yesterday, I
Yeah.
think, or was it tonight? I can't remember. It might have been yesterday.
I think it dropped yesterday.
But yeah, amazing stuff to watch over there. They are a ad-based service, so you can watch them completely free. If you don't like the ad, you can subscribe to their premium, which is only $4.99 a month, folks, to avoid commercials. But we do appreciate everybody that goes over there and watches their stuff, their content, our content. It's amazing. Love Billy and all those guys over there. So thank you for Scare Network for allowing us to be part of their family. But Dave, I think it's we've gone over 2 hours tonight on our live. I think it's time to get the hell out of here, bro. And appreciate the one thing I did not think is everybody that listens and watches. We appreciate you joining in the live, commenting. Spicy, you're correct. Alcatraz is a great place. Definitely visit. I've done a total of
Danger.
3 tours there or 2 tours there.
I've done 3.
2 tours. 1 stay, 2 tours.
Yeah. 1 stay, 2 tours.
I feel like I'm in Vietnam.
Yep.
But
I love the smell of Alcatraz in the morning.
But yeah, the Alcatraz is a awesome place to talk
Thanks.
about here in a few minutes. But I think it's time to hit the trail and like the horse, whatever Dave likes to say.
Make like horse shit and hit the trail is what I say, or make like a baby and head out. One or the other. But you guys, thank you so much for watching. I want to thank everybody for watching us on the replay. If you come in and check it out, but tune in next week for the Grays. I'm excited for that. Until then, we'll see you next time on the Spirits with Spirits podcast. Bye, everybody.